Hello, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I am Merriam. Today I'm playing a little bit more fair than I was on Monday. I'm playing with Narnum Renegade. That's kind of like a handicap, right? This is a deck that Harlan Führer took second with at a recent Modern Classic. Harlan has caught a little bit of the Todd Anderson Temur fever. Plays a lot of weird Temur cards kind of decks, and this is one of them. We don't have fetch land for Narnum Renegade, which might make it seem worse, but we do have this Mishra's Bauble that can turn on Revolt, so that's nice. The awkward part is Mishra's Bauble does not play nicely with Snapcaster Mage. Still, I think Bauble can find us like any sort of piece of interaction, and then we can revive with Snapcaster. We do need some lands, but the Renegade and Bauble is such a sweet start. I think I will keep. Awkwardly, we have to wait until turn 2 to Mishra's Bauble because our colored land comes into play tapped. But that's the price we pay to get a sweet, sweet Lumbering Falls in our deck. And our opponent keeps 7 too. Jeez, so lucky. What is it like? I guess I know what it's like because I kept 7 too, but really, what is it like? What are you playing, opponent? It is your turn. Are they that confused by Lumbering Falls? It's a legal card. In modern format, you're allowed to put it in your deck. As long as you don't have more than 4. Temple Garden, you're playing against some sort of company deck, a collected company strategy. Perhaps. Perhaps. Oh man. So I'm gonna cast Mishra's Bauble. Could have baubled last turn, still had this 2/3 Narnum Renegade. Gonna target my. I was gonna target them. Now I'm gonna target myself because now I can use the fetch land as a scry. I do not want to draw a Pia and Kieran, so let's crack this. I'm going to get a tapped Esteemed Vents, more blue for our Snapcasters, gives us our red source. Yeah. No, it won't pay any life. None of that for me, thanks. Narnum Renegade. 2/3 Death Touch. So much better than Curdape. Not having the removal spell for Noble Hierarch is a tilt. Ooh, and they have a turn to Gavany Township. It's usually a sign they do not have many lands in their hand. Ah, but they have the bird. Do I have an Electrolyze to draw to? Man. And I missed having the Spell Snare for this Duskwatch Recruiter. Gonna cast Bauble. I'm gonna target them now. They have a Windswept Heath on the top of their deck, so plenty of mana. Do I want to attack? Probably. Not in a great spot here. I'm going to be able to stabilize their attacks with Huntmaster a little bit. The Snapcaster Mishra's Bauble Nombo is coming back to bite us here. Okay, that one goes with Snapcaster Mage. Let's hope they play another 2-drop that I can snare. There's the fetch land we knew about. They could start activating Gavany Township. That's going to be a problem. If they start doing that, Narnum Renegade's going to stop attacking real quick. Real quick. Nice and quick like. I shall take 3. Wow, doesn't have a spell. They just must have nothing. That's really unlucky on their part to just have nothing there. I'm very surprised. I don't think he has nothing. Well, I'm going to get Collected Companied. I'm going to hope I'm not dead. Because I haven't drawn any removal. Thanks, Harlan. It's really nice playing a deck of someone you know, so you can just blame them when you lose. It's a lot of equity in that. No attack, because my opponent is about to have a much better board than I do. Had it the whole time. The whole time. Tilt. Although, funnily enough, because their Duskwatch Recruiter flipped, they don't have a way to use the mana. But if they can cast 2 spells, even if they're irrelevant spells, they can flip it on back on my turn. I can't really do anything about that. Yeah, looks like we're dead. Okay. Oh, there's Duskwatch Recruiter. And they just dig for Eternal Witness and get back that Ballista. So, I have died. I do have Electrolyze I was drawing to. A fair amount of removal for this matchup. 7 spot removal spells. Electrolyze is particularly good. So I want K-Return, I want Staticaster, I want EE, and I want Dispel for Company and Cord. What do I not want? Usually things like Tarmogoyf are kind of weak in these matchups. They're pretty good at beating those. I think the flyers and the things that go wide are a little bit better. I don't like Remand, really. Cryptic isn't great, but as a 2-of, it's probably fine. I just don't want to trim too many of these. I think I'm just supposed to trim Narnum Renegade. Yeah, it's not like they have big creatures. I think, yeah, this just trades for something and then they can outgrind. Yeah, let's just cut Renegade and Remand. Bring in 5 awesome cards. Do I want anything else? I don't think the Roast is very good. Maybe I want the Tireless Tracker instead of 1 Goyf. Because I'm bringing in a bunch of removal. The card drawing is going to be valuable. Maybe I want it instead of a click to keep my curve the same. I don't know how good click is. Seems good. Yeah, I'll keep the click. Trim a Goyf. My deck is pretty well constructed for this matchup, so I guess thanks for that, Harlan. I'll give you some credit. I don't like to. I don't want to. But begrudgingly. You got lucky. 3 sweepers, bunch of removal, Dispel really important against the companies and cords of the world. Let's hope I draw an Electrolyze. I've been on the receiving side of a lot more Electrolyzes than I've been on the giving side of. I'll tell you that. It doesn't feel good to get electrolyzed. And there it is. Are you excited? I'm excited. Spell Snare a little awkward here, having both of them, but this is definitely a keep. I'll get to bobble them, try to hit a 3rd land. Hopefully Spell Snare their turn 2 play, and then Electrolyze away some mana creatures. I hope they go turn 1 mana creature, turn 2 Devoted Druid, another mana creature, and I just Spell Snare the Druid, kill both mana creatures, and they don't have a 3rd land. Is that too much to ask? Ooh, am I going to get Moto bugged? Maybe I should have played a land first. I don't know if it's less likely. But cross your fingers. They have a Verdant Catacombs on top. Highly doubt they're playing a 2-mana spell on turn 1. Ooh, Serum Visions. You don't say. I'm going to cast that immediately after I draw before playing a land, just so my opponent might think I was digging for a land and be less wary of Snare. So they didn't have a mana creature, but that makes our Spell Snares a lot better, even if it makes our Electrolyzes worse. And Electrolyze will be good at some point in the game regardless. I'm gonna get to Electrolyze them. It's gonna happen. Okay, do I want Snapcaster or Pia and Kieran Nalar? I don't really like the snap. I'm not like snapping back bolts. I don't have a lot of mana, so snapping electrolyze isn't great, and I don't think I'm gonna need a third spell snare. I kind of like the Pia and Kieran. It's just a good follow-up to Vendilion Click to put them under a lot of pressure. It can act as a safety valve against the combo. So yeah, let's top that. Play this land. Bobble them. They'll probably shuffle their fetch land, so it won't really give me any information. But oh yeah, so what I should actually, so I shouldn't bobble now. I should wait till they fetch and then bobble them. Yeah, that's what I should do. Maybe I should just bobble them on their turn. Hmm. Yeah, I guess I could see the card they're about to draw this turn or the card they're going to draw the turn after, but they could shuffle in between, so I'd rather get the guaranteed information. So, oh no. Oh wow, they're in a, I gotta, well, I don't have stop set up, so that's a tilt. Let's spell snare that. Not the best target, but it is what it is. Another turn 2 township. Still weird. They have a windswept heath on top, so if they needed lands, they're going to draw one. Get this Pia in my hand, and then I'll end step click them here. Ooh, and there's a land for it. Perfect. Don't need any green mana. Don't need any green mana at all. Just a blue-red control deck with Mishra's Bauble. Ooh, they played a Verdant Catacombs when I knew they had a windswept heath. Didn't have a 3-mana play. Interesting. Let's see what's up, shall we? Vendilion Click, one of my favorite cards of all time, because it does so much cool stuff. It's a card with a lot of cool corner cases, so mastering this card is difficult. I like that. Vendilion Click it in path. That's fine, now I have green mana. Forest, please. So they have a bunch of removal in their hand. Pete and Kieran will be good against that. Let's get this Collected Company out of their hand, shall we? 2 fetches, Eternal Witness, Ballista, X. The Ballista's pretty good against P and Kieran. Oh. That is not a very good hand. So, pretty happy to see it. And now I get to play P and Kieran with a Spell Snare back in case they try to get fancy. Fancy schmancy. Kind of surprised they wouldn't just play the Eternal Witness there. They're playing us to company the turn after. Might as well just develop your board a little bit. Just rebought Selfless Spirit. But, I don't know. I think it works out a little bit better for them now, I guess. But I think they're going to target Selfless Spirit anyway. I don't really think they want another path here against P and Kieran. It's possible they Ballista here, blow up the Thopters, and then next turn rebuy the Ballista. I could see that happen. No, looks like they're going to Eternal Witness. Maybe they just get back the path and deal with my P and Kieran, but I would be okay with that. If they do that, I'm going to attack with 1 Thopter on my turn to tempt them to play Ballista on 2, kill the untapped one, and attack with Witness, and then I can electrolyze both creatures and really get them. So there's the Windswept Heath we knew about. So their hand right now is Path, Verdant, Ballista, XX. Yeah, looks like they're doing it. I will keep putting lands into play. I have all the manas. All of them. All mine. I don't want to draw another land deck. Kind of want that Snapcaster now. But I still think we're in a pretty good spot. They do have that township. That's the one thing that worries me. But if this Electrolyze play works, then I'll basically have no real board. Plus, I'm getting in some nice Thopter beats. Who doesn't like some good Thopter beats? Nobody. That's the Verdant we knew about. Duskwatch Recruiter. Spell Snare. Come on now. Come on now. I'm not going to let you do that. That's fine. And let's block that. I am going to just kill this with the Electrolyze. So didn't get to get them with it so much. Might end up losing to that Ballista. I guess EE answers it no matter what, but I'm at the point where I really need to find another threat here. Drawn a few too many lands. My opponent's drawn the perfect number of lands. Definitely want a green source here. It does make a difference. I'll just take the Stomping Ground. Just trying to get that fetch out of the way for these scries. I guess I've only really drawn one more land than my opponent. Now two, I guess. What order do I want these in? How big is Tarmogoyf right now? I've got land, instant, artifact, sorcery, creature, 5/6. That's pretty big. My opponent has Ballista Unknown in hand, so it's unlikely I die. I think I'm going to put Bolt below the Goyf. I think I can afford to do that. This will get them to 15 no matter what, and then my Goyf is a 3-turn clock. Even if they have land 6, play 3/3 Ballista next turn, then pump it the next turn, it's still not bigger than Goyf. The next 2 turns are going to be very important to see how the game goes. If they don't have much, then we can... Sad for say. Well, we're going to have to EE that one away. Unfortunately. Let's attack for 1, you're 13, and I'm going to E first, then play the Goyf, and then they're going to be able to go to 15. Let's play this. Red, blue. Done. So they have Ballista X in hand. See if they go after something in my graveyard or something in theirs. I have 3 artifacts, so they can't get rid of all of them. Can they? I don't have many sorceries, just this. I have 2 Serum Visions, so they could do that if they read me for the Goyf, but I think they'd rather just gain some life. No, I guess they're targeting good Snapcaster cards, so that's also a reasonable approach. What is this one targeting? There's a Serum Visions, but I'm still going to have a sorcery, so fine by me. Can't imagine they're considering pathing their own Goyf for a 6th land, but okay, got that out of the way. Definitely not cracking this fetch because I have Bolt on top. I should have played inside the option. In case I do something where Bolt is not a good draw. That would have been smart. See if the Ballista finally comes down here. No, they have Vizier. Okay. Makes sense. Now they can play the... They can play the Ballista on 3 next turn. But they did not have anything particularly good, so we are now in fairly good shape here. Putting them under a ton of pressure, have a Lightning Bolt up. They need to draw like a Coco pretty soon, maybe another Ooze, Path for this Goyf. They've definitely got some draws, but we get to draw a card every turn too. That's how Magic works. I gotta figure they're gonna draw another land at some point here. I've drawn 7, they've drawn 5. I've also got a bunch of crappy mana creatures left in their deck. I shall take 3. There's a chance that they take some damage before chump blocking this without thinking about dying to a Bolt here. I can just get them. Really get them. Oh no, they drew Collected Company! Why? Why did you do this to me? Oh. Well, that's pretty good. So as long as the Thopter gets through, they're dead. Good little Thopter. Okay, well, let's see what this company hits. Ooh. You just really don't want to play Walking Ballista, do they? And even just playing it for 2 there and killing the Thopter would have been fine. Do I just... I guess I'll pass. There's a good chance I activate Township here because it's pretty free. I'll just get them while they're tapped down. Ooh, Cord for 2. Oh, they're trying to kill me. Well, no. I'm going to kill you instead. They had it all. That makes sense. But I had it all too. Bam. Gotcha. 2 lightning bolts. Pew pew. Begin sideboarding. Already sideboarded. Brought in all my great cards. EE was medium. Didn't draw any of the other ones. But I like how I sideboarded. So, resubmit. Let's get them again. Deck's pretty fun. Does a lot of cool stuff. Very teamery. I'm a pretty big fan of Temur myself, but don't tell anyone. It's a secret. Maybe I could do a Tireless Tracker this game. Tireless Tracker in Modern is super fun because fetch lands are super stupid. We got so many of them. 10. 10 fetch lands. Just ridiculous. Did I see anything in that second game that makes me reconsider any of my other cards? I don't think so. Saw a pretty typical sideboard from them. They brought in Paths. What I expected. Ooh. I like the Staticaster. Need green mana. So how good of curve is Serum Visions into Goyf into Staticaster? There's a problem with that curve. And that I can just die on turn 3. I don't have the Bolt that I really need. But I do get to see 5 cards towards it if I really need one. There's a lot of creatures in this hand. lot of creatures. It's a close one. I think it's a surefire keep on the play when the interaction has time to come down. It's really awkward on the draw. I also drew the tracker and it's really bad in this hand. I really want to mulligan this. I think I should. Yeah, there's just too many ways this hand goes wrong. This one's fine. I still am looking for interaction though. My mana is better, which is nice. So one of the things I was worried about with that last hand was Serum Visions, seeing green sources and being tempted to bottom them because I also need interaction. And I probably can't bottom green sources with that hand. But definitely keep this on 6 and bottom the non-interactive card. You're up. Yeah, now you have the mana creature. Oh, well, wow, they don't. So probably getting Devoted Druid on turn 2. Let's bubble myself. Do I want this one? Serum Visions. Yeah, I think that one's fine. So let's cast this Serum Visions. Do I want another one? Yeah. Still digs me towards a piece of interaction, which is all I need. This hand could just do exactly what I was afraid of last game. Yep, really fast Devoted Druid there. I'm just not finding interaction. Probably need to find it off of this draw. Need a bolt here, or the Dismember. And it is not there. Ugh, it's not even in the top 2. Do I... No, I can't keep the Dispel at this point. And Visions again, and hope I'm not dead. You know, isn't that just rich? Oh man, probably just gonna die here. With 2 bolts on top of my deck, and a Staticaster in my hand. Yeah, this looks like a chord. Power Eidos. Oh no, it's not a chord. They don't have like. Oh wow, they didn't have land for 3. It's just a Coco. Okay. Okay. Well, do they have a land here? I doubt they would. Yeah, if they didn't have a land, I'm saying I doubt they would have. Would have put a counter on this. At the risk of letting them get some clues with this tracker, I'm gonna not take the risk of dying. So, I'm just gonna play the Staticaster and kill this now 0-1 Devoted Druid. Cut them off with some mana. I'm going to take a little bit of damage here, but I'll get to bolt that tracker next turn, hopefully. If they draw fetch land and just crack both clues, then I can still bolt plus ping the Staticaster, so still not in that bad of shape. I think I screwed this up. Yeah, I think they should have gotten a forest there, because now I'm going to want to fetch an untapped. I'm going to play tracker next turn, play fetch land, get some clues with this bolt. And that's going to make me take a fair amount of damage. They did draw a fetch land. That is a tilt. Yeah, I think I screwed up that fetch. Didn't put a lot of thought into it. We could fall pretty far behind here, at least on our life total. see. I imagine they have things they want to play. Yeah, looks like it. Might just have a Coco here. Oh, path is pretty good. Um, oh, it actually does alleviate my issue with tracker too. So yes. Let's just get an island. So now I can tracker bolt, get 2 clues. This is Eternal Witness. That's pretty good. Kind of hard for me to hold up Cryptic for that company. This is going to be a tough game. If I could have just killed that Devoted Druid on turn 2, it would have been a lot easier. Oh, they're targeting Windswept Heath. Oh, that I'm very happy about. And they think they want mana anyway, which makes sense, and they think they get clues out of it with Tracker, but okay, that actually helps me out a lot. So let's play a Tireless Tracker. Bolt your Tireless Tracker. And is bluffing Dispel for a potential quarter company better than potentially missing out on a clue if they have another path? And if they have another path, they're going to just use it on their turn, and I can fetch in response. So I think the bluff is more worthwhile. Almost out of the woods here, I would say. Got a good amount of lands. If we get to untap in a stable spot, we can have Cryptic up. Ugh, another Coco. That's not good. No bueno. Blah. Blah. What do they get? Which one is this targeting? Okay, path. Yeah, they're going to path my tracker. So I need to draw Kozilek's Return. Kozilek's Return. Let's get a breeding pool. Investigate. Eight. 5 mana right now. So if they path now, I go up to 6 lands, and I have 7. I can snap Bolt on my turn, deal with the Ooze, and then have Cryptic up. Trade the Snapcaster for at least one of the Witnesses. That's not bad. I'll accept that. I will use Passability. I will just get the Mountain. And this Tarn will find an island. Ooh, a Dispel. You don't say. Yeah, let's get the Snapcaster down while they're tapped out to deal with the Ooze. I could see this game going on for quite a while longer, or I could see it ending pretty quickly. Very tricky game from my side. Let's see what they have left. I have been able to save myself a couple points at one of these spots. I feel like I've dealt myself a lot of damage. But I will block one of them. This might be a turn where they pass if they have a cord or something, and I get to crack one clue, and then they go for it, and I dispel it. That would be pretty nice. Let's crack this clue. And I'm just going to leave the dispel up. Definitely playing Pia, have the dispel up, can crack the other clue now. And that should be good. This is also protection against the combo if they try to assemble it. Yeah, P and Q in here is really, really nice. Wow, I can even sack a clue to it if I wanted to. Yeah, they're just going to crack their clues. For them, I probably would have cracked one main. Might have drawn like an Eternal Witness or some other 3-mana spell I wanted to play. They played a tap land. If they'd drawn a tracker, they could have played it and gotten a clue. If they draw Coco, they could have cast it. Gavany Township is real good. They finally started drawing a couple lands and then they hit their mana sink. That might be a tough one to beat. Kitchen Finks, yeah. Also very good here because of the township. Yeah, definitely want to trade here. Surprised they would let me. So 4 cards in hand. Crack this clue. See if they go for a Coco here. No. That's nice. Another Cryptic. I have 8 mana, so I can Bolt plus Pia this Finks down. And still have up Cryptic. I'm going to attack first. There's a chance they trade the front half of Finks with the Pia, which I would be fine with, and then I can Bolt, and I can have up Cryptic and Dispel. It might be valuable on this turn to have up 2 counters. And they have the Coco. Well, I have the Dispel. At this point, I do want to keep holding up Cryptic Command, so I'm actually just going to wait. I'm going to Bolt the Finks on their turn, and if they go to Gavany Township, then I can kill it in response, the second half of it. And at that point, I don't really have to worry about using Cryptic. Four cards in their hand still. Well, definitely want to counter that one. Counter target spell and draw a card. Hopefully they don't have the 4th collected company. White, black. Ugh. Ugh. What do I do with that? Um, hmm. If I want to kill Finks, I have to kill it in response to the Vizier. But then I sort of have to leave the Vizier in play because I don't want to like use one removal spell on half of Finks, one on Vizier, and then just let them township and get the second half of Finks back. So if I want to kill Vizier, then I'll have to take 3, which is tough. Going to 2 here against Bird plus Township. So I think I'm actually just going to let this... I'm going to kill the Finks instead. And I'll do it the most mana efficient way. Make sure I get a counter on that. Okay. Ooh, Serum Visions, don't mind if I do. Electrolyze and Kozilek's Return. Well, let's bottom this land and top this return. And I told you I was going to get them with Electrolyze. We're doing it. Bam. Play this tapped. And now I can even attack. And I have Cryptic up. And they're down to 2 cards. I think that just about did it. I think we have successfully ground through Tireless Tracker, 3 companies, and 2 Kitchen Finks, and 2 Eternal Witnesses. Duskwatch Recruiter. This is like kind of something I want to counter, but not really. It's not a great thing to 1-for-1, but I think they have more threatening cards. Oh, playing a Viscera Seer, I see. Well, that's fine. And now I'm at the point where I'm ready to throw this Pia away to K return, and I can start beating down with Lumbering Falls instead. So let's do that. Fortunately, they're going to find some good cards here over the next few turns. But I still have a Cryptic and a Lightning Bolt. So I still feel good. I don't have a great clock left. I imagine they're going to activate Duskwatch first. At least that's what I would do. Tapping Bird, Plains, and Temple Garden. And then get 3 Scries. Very, very close to having this wrapped up. Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay. Tapping like this essentially says that their last card is not a Path to Exile, which I suspected anyway. I think they would have had a window to path this Pia before it got to do its thing. Find a Kitchen Finks. That's a good one. That is one that I likely have to Cryptic. Yeah, definitely have to Cryptic that one. And they find the card they want immediately. Leave that one on top. So probably just let the K return resolve at this point. Yep. Snapcaster, you say? Yeah, I'm not going to attack them. I think I'd rather, because I know they're going to have stuff, I'd rather be able to react as much as possible. The Snapcaster can also start applying a bit more pressure. Let's counter this and draw a card. Another Electrolyze. Oh, wow, they didn't have anything else. Should I... No, I'll just hold up the Snap. think. Ooh, Huntmaster of the Fells. Seems good. And gets me a little bit of life. That's always good. Now I feel really good. Back up to 7. They didn't have anything to follow up the Finks, which is kind of surprising. Makes me think they found the last company, so I want to continuously hold up the Snapcaster for a counter spell. Bird is nothing. Big ol' nothing. And another Snapcaster. All good cards. Attack you. Draw out this last spell that you clearly have. Okay, well, I'll pass the turn with my 4 excellent cards in hand. Looks like a chord. Let's play this Snapcaster. And target Dispel. Got all worried about this Gavany Township and it hasn't done anything. Because I have no creatures. I have them all. Let's hit a string of really nice spells there. What is it? I've got 9 lands in play and they've pathed twice. Yeah, these two got exiled by... This got exiled by Snap. Both these got exiled by Snap. And yeah, and these two got exiled by Path. So I've been Path twice. I've drawn 7 lands, and they've drawn 7 lands. Seems reasonable. I've drawn a few extra cards. Maybe I should have 1 more land, but I'm winning by a pretty wide margin at this point, that if you replaced a random card in my hand with a land, I don't think it would make a difference. Oh, wow. We're playing something else big. Another chord. Well, I've got another Snapcaster. Does this kill them? So I snap Cryptic this. Let's say I counter tap or tap the bird, untap, attack for 8, yeah, and have 5 damage. So yeah, let's just snap this. Yeah, a ton. I can attack. My attack is straight up for 11. I can pass the turn and then deal 2 on upkeep with the Huntmaster, go to 13, and then have 5 damage and burn. I actually could deal 18 on that one turn. So, whew, that was a grindfest of a 3rd game there. But that's sort of how the company decks tend to sideboard. They know that you're going to have more disruption and not going to give into the combos easily. So things like Eternal Witness, Kitchen Finks, and Tireless Tracker can let them play a fair game. But it's also one of the things I don't like about the deck is that having so many combo pieces means that I don't think their fair game is that good. It was reasonably impressive there, but like I said earlier, Harlan's list was pretty well prepared for creatures, a lot of good sideboard cards. Eventually I drew them, and they were enough to take the game down and the match. So, hope you enjoyed watching that one, and you can come back and see me on Friday. Bye.